Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to today's SLP online conversation. Hello, I'm excited you're here today. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. I'm excited. It's the first one for the year 2025. Thank you so much, everyone. So it's SOP online conversation. Yay. So how have you been? Can you see me? Can you hear me? If you can see me, you can hear me. Please drop your comments in the comment section. Yes, you can see me, you can hear me. So I'm sure that I'm not talking to myself. If you can see me, you can hear me. Can you drop a comment on the comment section? Okay, I'm gonna wait for a while before I jump into the conversation. Welcome. I'm going to need an affirmation. If you can see me, you can hear me before I continue. If you can see me, you can hear me, you can drop it in the comment section so that I know that I'm not here by myself. If you can see me, you can hear me. Can you drop a comment? You can see me and you can hear me. Can you drop a comment on the comment section? Welcome to SOP Online Conversation. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're watching me from. I'm excited to be here. This is actually the first conversation for the year 2026. So I'm going to say Happy New Year to every one of you. Happy New Year. How's the year been for you? Even though we know that February is ending. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can see hello. Hello at Lawrence. Thank you. It has been an amazing year for me. Year filled with a lot of changes, but I'm good, and I believe you are good too. So, welcome to this online conversation. It promises to be enlightening, it promises to be educating. Yes, this is the first time we're going to be talking about this in SCP Online Conversation. The first time we're going to be talking about family rituals, and I believe it's going to be an amazing conversation. In School of Parenting community, we actually have a community. Yes, a WhatsApp community for parents and soon to be parents. That's called the School of Parenting community. We actually started a 4-week challenge to build stronger families. And this is actually the fourth week. And we've had different assignments, different goals for week one. We have to talk about setting up the rules for family meeting. It's actually building a stronger family family meeting challenge. And we started with, okay, start with the rules for the family meeting. Tag your family meeting. What name do you want to call your family meeting? And the second week we have to talk about things. What are you grateful for? Involving every member of your family. It was an amazing time in my home. Got to the point that my daughter was the one asking, when are we having a family meeting? When are we having a family meeting? And the third week we had to talk about responsibility and teamwork and the rest. Amazing time. And this is the fourth week. So if you want to be part of our Skill of Parenting community, you can send a DM to me or you can click on the link that will be dropped probably before the end of this conversation in the comment section. So welcome again, once again, to School of Parenting online conversation. We are talking about family rituals. Welcome. So what's actually family rituals? Now, one thing we need to know as parents is that we need a lot of intentionality when it comes to bonding as a family. Please, if you are watching me right now, do well to share the link to your family and friends to be part of this conversation. You'll be glad you did. Share the link to your family and friends right now so they can join in this conversation. So, family rituals actually deals with repeated, meaningful activities that families intentionally engage in. Now, three keywords: repeated, meaningful, intentional. activities that family engage in. Thank you. My husband is actually watching from Burundi. You can tell me where you're watching for. It'd be amazing to know where you're watching from. If you're watching from Nigeria, from the UK, from the US, from Dubai, wherever you are. So family rituals has to do with meaningful, repeated, and intentional activities that families engage in to build connection, to create a sense of belonging, and also identity. So, three keywords, like I said: repeated, meaningful, intentional practice that every family engages in to be able to create a sense of identity, belonging, and to build connection. That is why having family rituals in your home is critical and very important. I can see you, Mrs. Osarieme from Nigeria. Thank you for joining. That is why it is important that families engage in family rituals because it's very good for your home. It builds bonding, it creates a sense of belonging and creates a sense of identity. So your children know that they belong to that family. They have this knowing that I am part of this family. I'm not a visitor here, I'm not a stranger. I am part of this family. Now, family rituals is actually different from your routines. Routines are important in homes because it creates structure. And we need structures and stabilities in our homes. So we need routines. But rituals are quite different from routines. There is a thin line between routines and rituals. And I'm going to differentiate them for you so you have an understanding. When it comes routines are practical, being tax oriented. So you're just tax oriented. You need to do the tax, you need to hit the goal. But when it comes to rituals, they are meaningful and relationship oriented. So what's at the back of your mind or in front of your mind is to be able to build relationship, is to be able to improve relationship, is to be able to bond and connect with your children and with your spouse. So that is what is the purpose of rituals. But when it comes to routine, it's about the task, it's about doing the goal, it's about achieving the goal. So, but for rituals, it's relationship oriented. Then when it comes to focus, for routine, it has to do with efficiency and structure, and we need stability in our homes. So we must have routines. Our children must live in an atmosphere of predictability, knowing exactly what to expect, what to do, what are the consequences. If I do this, what's the consequence that follows? Then when it comes to rituals, it has to do with connection and identity. I cannot overemphasize connection. Connection is critical when it comes to parenting because a child you're duly connected with, you can discipline effectively. A child you're connected with can communicate with you effectively. A child you're connected with will open up to you. A child you're connected with will be so excited to be at home with you. So they are important. Connection is critical. Bonding is key. The fact that you're a parent to a child doesn't mean that the child must open up to you, doesn't mean that the child will listen to you. Connection plays a critical role in how we handle our children, how we discipline them, how we raise them, how we can inculcate values in them, we build them to the point that they can listen to us, that they can trust us. So rituals are relationship oriented and they are focused on connection and identity. Now, what about emotional value? Now, when it comes to rituals, it's emotionally significant, but routine is just there. So the emotions are key. When you're dealing with rituals, you're building emotions, you're feeding the emotional bank account of your children. And that is so important. You don't want to live in a home that the emotional bank account of your children are depleted. Because when the emotional bank accounts are depleted, most times you find that even your children begins to misbehave. Misbehavior is a symptom of something underneath. Yes, it's just a sign that something is wrong, that there's a root to the problem. Misbehaviors are symptoms. And sometimes children misbehave because they feel they're not emotionally connected to their parents. They feel that they're not loved. They feel that I'm not important here. Their emotional bank account is depleted. So it is important to engage in family rituals. Now, what about flexibility? For family rituals, when you change a ritual, it tends to become disappointing. It tends to affect your children or your spouse. And because they are so glued to that ritual and them and it reflects action taking place and like a change, it has a way of affecting them because probably they love the ritual. So rituals are so important. And rituals are habits. Rituals has to do with habits with meaning. I said something when I started that family rituals, three keywords: repeated, meaningful, and intentional practice. Repetition, meaningful, and intentionality. So when it comes to routine, it's how about what we do. Well, when it comes to family rituals, it's about who we are, identity. Very critical. So you want to engage in family rituals. Let me give an example. When it comes to routine, for example, you eat dinner as a family 8 o'clock every day. That's a routine. But when it becomes a ritual, you don't just eat dinner at 8 o'clock. You eat dinner at 8 o'clock, and every family member is involved. Their check-ins, their conversations. You're finding out how you doing, how was school, and people are talking, and you are engaging in yourself during the dinner, and it becomes a ritual. So you're emotionally connecting to yourself, you're emotionally bonding, you're getting to know what's happening in the life of that child, you're getting to know what's happening in the life of your spouse, what are your challenges. So you don't just see yourself on a face value level, you go deeper. So it's not just dinner as usual, it's dinner for connection. So there's a difference. So it's not just sitting on the table and everybody just clanking their cutlery on the plate and everybody's quiet. Some people are pressing their phone, their gadgets. No, it's beyond that. It's about emotional connection. That's what makes it a ritual. Thank you. I can see Reverend Tariq here watching from Aberdeen. Thank you, sir, for joining in on this conversation. Thank you so much. So you can actually use dinner as a form of connection, not just eating food. It can be a point where you sit and you have conversations with your children. We live in a world right now that most parents don't have time, but you can make time. And one of the ways you can connect is over food when you're eating dinner, or it's probably breakfast. It depends on your family. So continuing on this conversation, please do share the link to your friends and family so they can join in on this conversation. This is actually the first one for this year. Like I said, this is the first time we're talking about family rituals and SOP online conversation, and you're going to learn a lot. One thing I believe is that when we come on SOP online conversation, we're not just here to talk. We expect our parents to put into practice the things they hear on this platform, and it's going to build their families and build their homes, because what we're sharing here are actually things that you can use in your home, practical steps, practical things you can use in your family to build a lot of intentional bonding and connection and have a successful parenting journey. So someone will ask me, why do I need family rituals? I am good. I grew up in a home that probably we didn't have rituals, but I turned out well. Now I see parenting is evolving. Yes, things are evolving. There are certain things that worked for us while our parents, while we were growing, they won't work for us right now. There are certain ancient landmarks definitely we can throw away, but there are certain things that have evolved. We need to evolve. We need to upgrade. We need to use things that are working now for this generation. This generation is quite different from our generation, and you must be able to use the tools that will produce results for you in this generation. So, why do I have to engage, or why do I need family rituals in my home? Number one, they create a sense of belonging and identity. Now, when you engage in family rituals, meaningful activities repeatedly, it becomes a tradition in your home. And when you build a tradition in your family, it creates a sense of identity. So your children know that this is who we are. We are people that value connection. We are people that value the time we spend together. We're people that value family meeting. We are people investing in the life that value take our time together seriously. So it builds a sense of identity and belonging. Your children don't feel like strangers in their homes. There are certain homes that children feel like they're strangers. They just want to leave and run away from the home. So they're waiting for the time that, oh, I need to get into the higher institution. I need to run away from this place. But when you engage in family rituals, everybody comes together, become a united force, and there's a sense of belonging. I belong here. I am not a visitor in my home. I am not a stranger in my father or my mother's house. So when you engage in family rituals, it becomes a tradition. It's a way that you was like a thread, when you're trying to sew two pieces of cloth together, and you use a needle and a thread, and the thread joins the two pieces of cloth together. So they are closely knit together. Family ritual does that for your family. So it tends to bring you closer and closer together. So there's this sense of belonging, that I belong here, and your children along longing to go home because they know that there is a safe place there. There's a sense of security. I can trust my parents. I can trust my siblings. I can open up. I have a safe space in my home. And there is nothing more than creating a safe space for your children, because most times we don't have this safe space in our homes and our children tend to find it outside. But what's the guarantee that when your child goes out, they will find the safe space that they are looking for? So create that sense of belonging, that your children know that I belong here. I am valued in my home. I am special to my parents. And it's beyond just saying it with your words. Now, some parents will say, I tell my child every day, you're special, you're special. Do you know it goes beyond the words of the mouth? You have to accompany your words with actions. And one of the ways you do that is by engaging in family rituals. So we are together. It conveys the message to your children that you belong here and we are together. We are a family. We are knitted together. We are bounded together. So family rituals create a sense of belonging and a sense of identity. Why do you have to engage in family rituals? They encourage responsibility and teamwork. Yes, rituals can help teach life skills and a sense of responsibility. It can bring a sense of teamwork into your children. So your children have developed life skills, they develop the sense of responsibilities, they understand that they need to work as a team. Now, for my daughter, I began something because teaching her how to make her bed. She has a very big bed. So sometimes it's difficult for her to lay her bed well by herself. So I decided, why not make this a ritual in my home? So before you go to school, before you step out, okay, let's go make the bed together. And so she goes to one end of the bed, I go to the other end, and we tend to lay, okay, do you talking your side properly? Okay, it's not excellent, stretch it out. And even in the midst, as we do this, we are talking, we are laughing. She's like, oh, mom, no one will, I know you have to do it better because you have to be excellent. And we do it together. What am I trying to do? I'm teaching her a life skill. I'm teaching her to take responsibility, and I'm teaching her the value of teamwork because we do it together. So it's a time we can spend together, moments we can spend together. It may not be so long. How many minutes does it take to make a bed? But that moment we spend together is valuable. And she looks forward to it because, like, mommy, I need to make my bed. We need to go make my bed. To get to a point, she can actually do it herself. But right now, we are doing it together. So it helps to encourage life skill. It teaches life skill, it creates a sense of responsibility, and it creates a sense of teamwork. I hope you're connecting with me right now. If you are actually following me, can I see some comments? Can I see some emoji in the comments section so that I know that I'm not alone in this conversation? So welcome once again, everybody. Share the link to your and to your loved one. Actually talking about family rituals. Yes. And like I said, the first online conversation for the year. So, hello, Peter Gates, 5056. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining in. So, what's another reason why you need to engage in family rituals? You know, it builds connection through shared time. Like I said, we live in a fast paced world now, and everybody doesn't have time. You know, children are trying to connect to their parents, like, I don't have time, I don't have time. Or maybe the father or the mother say, go meet your father, go meet your mother, I don't have time, I don't have time. And I'm wondering, well, when do you want to spend time with the children? You have to create time. You know, you can be in the same room with your children and it looks like you are not there. That has to do with being absent but present. You're actually present, but you're absent. And one thing we have always talked about in School of Parenting is do not be a present absent parent. Learn to be a present parent. Because you can actually be in the same room with your child and you are not there. And probably your child is talking to you. I don't know if you've been in a situation where your child is talking to you, talking to you, like, Daddy or Mommy. Like, you were there. But everything that child has been saying, you didn't hear anything because you were present, but you were actually absent. So, what does family ritual help us do? It helps us to build connection through shared time. We create this time intentionally. You know, there is never time except you create time. And when you're so busy, like, I don't have time, I don't have time. Nobody has time. You create time for important things. And things that are important to you, you create time for those things. Yes. Because the excuse that we have, I don't have time, I don't have time. If it is important to you, you're going to create time for it, no matter how little the time. So if your family, your children are important to you, you must learn to create time for them. Because the time you are refusing to create for them, someone else will create that time for them. And albeit, how are you so sure that the values the person is inculcating in your child are aligned with your values? The mindsets the person is creating in your child aligns with the mindsets you want for them. So we must be intentional in creating time, even in your busy schedule. Create time for your children and family. Now, rituals enable us to carve out time for intentional connection. So when there is consistency, when there is shared moments with our children, what are you actually doing? You're building emotional stability. What are you actually doing? You're filling the emotional bank account of your children. You know, everybody has an emotional bank account. You need to keep topping it. It's like you have a bank account in a bank. If you don't put money, you don't deposit money into that account. What will happen to your account? It will become empty. So when you go to that account and probably you write a check, 7 million or 7 million franc boo or $7 million or £7 million, what happens to your check? It's going to bounce back because there is more money in that account. And sometimes that's what happens to us as parents. You have not deposited in the emotional bank account of your children and you are expecting to withdraw. From where? There is nothing in that account you can withdraw from. Likewise, your spouse. You want to withdraw from an account you have not deposited in. Well, family rituals helps us to build the emotional bank account of our children. It helps us. So their bank account becomes robust. It becomes full. You can imagine you're always together or you create specific time in the month or in the week or during the day to be together with your family, probably during dinner. You are bonding, you are filling the emotional bank account of your children. Some of us, our children, their account is on zero level. There is nothing in there. And that is why sometimes they rebel, they don't listen to you, you are complaining, this child is stubborn. Check. What is your connection level? What's the emotional? How much deposit have you made into that child? How much love have you imputed into the account of that child? You can't withdraw what you have not deposited. So it's so important. And family rituals can help us do that because intentionally we create time for our children. Intentionally we make out time to bond and to talk. It doesn't have to be all day, it can just be few minutes in a day, but you are doing it consistently and intentionally. And it makes a whole lot of difference. You know what makes a lot of difference has to do with a lot of consistency. It's not that you do it one month and like you don't do it for another 5 months. Consistency is part of the rule of the game. Are you with me? Are you here with me? I believe we're getting along in this conversation and we're getting a thing or two from this conversation that's going to be beneficial in our homes. I believe that even after this conversation, we're going to start out certain things in our home that's going to create family traditions and it's going to create a bonding between ourselves and our children. So, why do you need family ritual? It helps you to pass down values to your children, values, the guiding principles that run your homes, how you behave, your family culture. One of the way you can pass values to your children is through family rituals. Now you do it in such a way that you tell them this is what we stand for in our family, this is what we believe in our family. So you can actually pass down your values, your family values to your children through family rituals. For example, you have a family ritual of praying together, and during the prayer time, you talk about things that you're grateful for. During the prayer time, you talk about things, maybe challenges, and everyone like, okay, how can you be of help to me? And you come up with strategies on how you can be based on the word of God. You're praying is a ritual, is a tradition, and probably your family value, one of your family values, spirituality. You're actually passing down that value to the children. So it's one of the ways. Or for example, you are involved once in a month in volunteering or in a children go with you. Probably you have a family value of stewardship. You are passing down that value to that child, to those children. So they are not just hearing it, they are seeing it. So what does family ritual help you to do? It helps you, like these rituals, it helps you to show rather than talk what's important to your family. So it helps you to show. So they say it practically rather than just saying it verbally. So it's like it's a means for you to model your family values to your children. So they see it live. So they're not just hearing our family values spirituality, our family values stewardship, our family values honor. They're not just hearing it. they are seeing it. And so when they see it, it registers in their subconscious. So they know this is who we are. Remember what I said, family values tells your family this is who we are, not just what we do. So family rituals helps to create moments, teaching opportunities. So it helps you to take advantage of teaching opportunities, and not just with lectures, not just with word of mouth, but with practical examples, with practical activities. So they see it and they know that this is our value, our family value. So family rituals help you to pass down value, your family values to your children. Now I started something with my daughter. I had to get this children family sorry, not family, children devotional. Yes, devotional for children, and also a pack of affirmation card for children. SOP, School of Parenting actually have affirmation cards, the 30-day affirmation cards that you can use for your children. But I got another one to add to the one that School of Parenting has. So I started having, like, apart from family devotion, before she goes to bed, I just lie down close to her and I bring out a children devotional and we read it together. She's actually learning to read. And I remember yesterday she had to read by herself. It was really nice seeing her read. And she kept reading. So the word she doesn't know, you just tell her this is the word. And she kept reading. And after reading, we'll talk about it. Because as we talk about the devotional, ask question, has this happened to you? And we engage in conversation. And after it all, there's a prayer and she prays. And before you know, a ritual is being built. I am passing the value of spirituality to her, which is one of our values, our family values in our home. I'm telling her that this is who we are. We are lovers of God. We love the word of God. We are examples to the word. We are a light in our word. And so I pass the value to her intentionally. So I'm not just telling her that we stand for spirituality. I am showing her and we're doing it practically. Are you with me? So it's important before this reason can actually be, what's the word, make sense to you. You actually have to have a family. You have to have family values. And I wonder how many of us as family have family values. You need to have family values, and not just family values. You should have a family vision. You should have your family vision. You should have your family values. You should have your family creed. Yes, you should have your family DNA code. Very important. If you do not know how to do this, get my book on family vision. It will tell you exactly what to do. And if it looks like you're stuck along the way, you can send me a DM. I can help you draft your family vision. I can work with you to draft your family values. I can work with you to draft your family DNA code and your family creed. So we continue. Okay. So what other reason do you need to have family rituals? It improves conversation. Very important. With rituals, you talk, you listen, there is feedback. You're talking, I'm listening, your children, they're talking, they're listening. It creates opportunity to verbally communicate, and not just verbally communicate, to communicate non-verbally. So you're having probably game time, which is a ritual in your family. Maybe once in a month, you have family games, and you're not just talking, you're smiling at each other, you're winking, you're hugging, you're kissing, kisses on the cheek and the forehead. So you're communicating love, you're communicating something, you're communicating principles to your children. So it is critical. I have said a whole lot of reasons why you need to engage in family rituals. And so I'm going to go on now to give you some example of family rituals you can actually engage in your homes. There are a lot of them, but I'm just going to spell out some so that you're not like, okay, so what do I do as a family? I don't know where to start from. Start from where you are. Sometimes as parents, we delay doing certain things because, like, I don't know what to do. I want to start. You don't have to start big. Start from the little things and just be consistent. 5 minutes a day with your children and just be consistent. Before you know, it begins to grow. It starts with the desire and the motivation to do it. Because most times I say, okay, no, 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 I don't have time to do. Okay, let me wait till next week. And you get to next week. Oh, let me wait till next week. And you keep procrastinating. And the perfect moment never shows up. There's never a perfect moment to start anything. There is never a perfect moment to begin something new. Now is the time. This is the set time for you to start something new in your family, for you to start that family ritual, for you to start that bonding, that idea you have in your mind. I'm sure some of us have ideas in our mind. We've thought about, okay, I'm going to start this with my children. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. But you're waiting for the perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. It will never present itself. You have to take the bull by the horn and say, now is the time. So after this conversation, you're going to do something in your home. You're going to be practical. You're going to go ahead and do something meaningful. You're going to do something consistent. And you're going to do something that's intentional, that brings your family together, creates a sense of belonging and a sense of identity. So, what are some of the things you can do? Share the link to your friends and family. Let them join on this conversation. And like I said, we have a community, SOP community. If you want to be part of our community, you can send me a DM, or hopefully, I think that the link is going to be dropped on this platform, so you can actually join just by clicking the link. So it's very important. I expect that as parents, that we get intentional in bonding with our children. We get intentional in bonding with our family. We get intentional in do the things we need to do as parents. Because I always say something, as parents, you are a steward. You don't own your child, and you're going to give account of how you've raised that child. You're going to give an account of how you've groomed that child. So it's important that as parents, that you take your job seriously. Parenting is a responsibility, is a serious responsibility that you cannot afford to joke with. And so let us be responsible. Let us be responsible as parents. So some of the examples are, okay, you don't have to wait for the holidays. When it comes to family, yes, the link is already there. You can click on the link to join our WhatsApp group. Okay, when it comes to family rituals, you don't have to wait for the holidays. It's something you can do daily, you can do weekly, you can do monthly, you can do yearly, you can do during the holidays. So you're not waiting for Christmas. Okay, I'm going to wait for Christmas. You don't have to wait for Christmas. Okay, so what are the examples of things you can do? Let me give you some small daily rituals you can do before I go to large ones. Now, let's go to like morning and bedtime rituals. You can make the bed together with your children. Together. Remember what I said about teamwork family rituals bringing about teamwork, teaching your children life skills and sense of responsibility. So you can decide to make the beds together with your children. It is part of family ritual. Another thing you can do is to say good morning to your children with a hug and maybe a special greeting. Yes, just give a warm hug. You know what hugs does for you? It's important to give hugs. It sends a lot of message to your children and even to your spouse. Emotional together. That's my daughter right. Then have story time in the night. You go sit with your children, tell them stories, and talk them in. Those things are not just singing movies. It's not just Hollywood movies. You know what? That okay, the white man and woman just go, and the child says, "Mommy, read me a bedtime story." You can do it in your home. You can do it in your home. So it's not just things you watch on movies or you watch in movies or you watch on TV. You can bring it to your home. So little rituals you can do, rituals that can build hygiene. You can brush your teeth together as a family. And you're just in the sink and everybody's brushing their teeth and laughing, goggle on the water and you spit. Everybody, what's my teeth? And you're bonding. You're having fun time together. You don't have to spend so much money or even spend money to have fun with your family. You don't have to do that. You can tidy the rooms with your children. You're teaching them responsibility. Other things you can do, little rituals you can do. For example, on Saturday morning, you can clean your house together. And after cleaning the house together, so that it doesn't look like a routine, you decide to make breakfast together. Yes. And you sit down together and eat it together. And so when you're even cleaning the house, you can be playing music as you're cleaning. Everybody's dancing to the music. Everybody's dancing and sweeping and mopping and enjoying it. So it's not stressful. So it's not looking like a pain in their throat, like, oh God, Saturday again, we have to clean this house. You can make it a ritual. A means of building connection, relationship oriented. So everybody carries their mop, their broom, there's music going on, you're dancing, you're mopping the floor, and after you finish, you bring four things and you make breakfast together, you eat together, you laugh. Household ritual. You can do this. Simple things to do. Another thing you can do, mealtime rituals. You can have dinner together. You can decide to have one meal together. It can be dinner, it can be breakfast. During that time, you can talk about things, checking on your children. How's your day been? Any highs, any lows? What are you grateful for today? It depends on you. You can have a special Sunday night dinner. So it's not like the regular dinner. You can decide to have candlelights. You can decide to Just make it fun. So maybe instead of sitting on the dining table, you decide to put a mat on the floor and everybody sits on the floor and you just eat there. And probably everybody decides to eat from one bowl of food. You know, when we're growing up, all those times you just bring in Nigeria, they just bring there's something to swallow, you just bring eba and so everybody's eating from the same plate. Do you know actually that thing actually builds bonding? So everybody eating from the same plate, everybody's struggling for and everybody it actually brings a sense of connection. I'm not saying we should not eat on separate plates, but I'm just thinking you can just have that kind of a Sunday and everybody eats from one plate. You just serve the entire rice on one big bowl or one big trail, and everybody's eating from there, everybody's laughing, everybody's having fun. Maybe you're in down, remember these things, and you just laugh, and joy just comes into your heart. So it's important. Now, what are larger rituals that you can engage in that can create lasting memories? Are we learning some things here? Are there certain things we're getting that we can do in our homes? You can drop in the comment section. I've been saying a lot of family rituals you can engage in your home. If there's something that strikes a chord in that you're deciding to start in your family, you can drop it in the comment section. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, I'm going to think about this. It shows that you're actually planning. You know, when you come for SOP Online Conversations, come ready to have action plans. So after the conversation, as the conversation is going on, you're like making action plans. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And the good thing is that you actually go back to watch the conversation. Yes, this is actually School of Parenting YouTube channel. You can watch the conversation again. You can even watch our previous conversations, the ones we had when we were on YouTube. Yes, you can watch the previous ones. Yes, our conversations, virtually all our conversations, since we started SCP Online Conversations almost 3 years ago. You can find it on YouTube, just a few that are not here, but you can actually go back. I have action plans. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. From this conversation, okay, I'm going to have this family rituals. I'm going to do this. Because if you come and just listen and say, wow, wow, what's so educative, so enlightening, and you don't do anything about it, it's like you just came here to waste your time. So please have action plans. Have action plans. It's very important. We are more than halfway into this conversation. You can still share the link to your family and to your friends. We're talking about family rituals. Consistent, meaningful, and repeated. Oh, yes, that's meaningful. Repeated, meaningful, and intentional practice. You engage in your home to build a sense of belonging and to build connection. Let's continue. So, what are the larger rituals you can actually do that create lasting memories? One thing I always say in SAP Online Conversation is that one thing that your children will always have is memories, the memories you create with them. It will last for a lifetime, the memories. And you have to be careful what memories you're creating with your children, because you can actually be creating good memories or you can be creating bad memories. Either way. So you must be careful because the memories will stay with them. So, what memories are you creating? Family rituals can help you create amazing memories. Yes, that will last a lifetime. And there's a certain family rituals you do today that can be passed down to their own families. And they keep doing them in their family because they say, okay, I saw my parents do this and I loved it and it built me up and we bonded. I'm going to do it in my own family. So it's important that we take this thing seriously. So, what are larger rituals that can create lasting memories in your family? Traditions that will create landmarks in your family. Let's talk about holiday traditions. Sometimes these bigger ones you can do maybe once in a year during the holiday seasons, specific time of the year. Number one is that you can decorate your house together. I just remembered when we're growing up and we're staying together as a family. That's all of us together now. We're not everybody's different places. I remember during the Christmas season, we always look forward to the Christmas season in my house. Why? One of the reasons is because those days, not now that we have a lot of fancy Christmas decorations, we used to have a lot of Christmas cards. I think cards that people give to my parents, we had a lot. And so we'll get a rope and we begin to select these cards. We had favorite cards, cards that are our favorite cards that we keep. So when we're selecting the cards, we look at some cards like, this one I don't like this card, so we'll put it at the end. But we'll have some very beautiful cards I would just like. Get the rope, we start cards over the rope, like, and we tie it from one end to the other on the ceiling of our house. So just like a trail of cards on the ceiling, and from the other end, another trail of cards. And sometimes we make paper stars. Or is it tissue paper? I can't remember, but like paper stars. There's kind of decoration which we make with paper that drops like this. It looks like a chandelier, but we use paper and we hang it on this line that we put the cards, and the house just looks beautiful. And it's something we did every year. We were so excited. It was a family ritual for us. And sometimes during those holidays, other things we do that we cook, as in we cook large amounts of food, and we begin to dish these foods and send to people. I can remember those memories, amazing memories, many, many years ago. So you can have holiday traditions. Welcome. I can see Shadani Kumari. Welcome, welcome from India. Wow. And you're new to this channel. Welcome. I'm excited to have you on this channel. Welcome, welcome. So like I was saying, holiday traditions, and we're so excited. The excitement when we're arranging these cards. Look like, oh my God, we can't wait for Christmas. You can have that kind of holiday tradition in your home. You decorate the house together. You have a Christmas tree. You decorate the Christmas tree, put the lights together. You have a tradition of putting gifts under your Christmas tree. That's one thing I learned from someone that does that family ritual, a family tradition that they always have a Christmas tree and gifts under the Christmas tree. And every 26th of December, everybody unboxes their gifts. Everybody in the family buys for everybody. So there are a lot of gifts. I can imagine everybody gets gifts. That's minus the other gifts that come into the family. So you can create that tradition. You can write Christmas cards to people, to even your children and your spouse. Tell them how much you love them, how much you're excited to be part of their lives. You can do that. Creating holiday family rituals. Another thing you can do is to have birthday rituals. Like I said when I started, we used to have a ritual in my home where on the day that is your birthday, you're actually giving the largest quantity of chicken to eat. And everybody's so excited because you feel like, oh, I'm on top of the world. You're eating more chicken than everybody. So the family ritual. You can develop birthday rituals in your home where the celebrant for the day decides the menu for the day. You can start the day by cooking a meal for the celebrant, and you present to the celebrant in bed. The person wakes up with a meal, wakes up with a crown of celebration. Treat the person like royalty. So it can be a ritual you do in your home. You can allow the person pick how the day is going to go. So these are things you can do. Large family rituals that has to do maybe not every time, maybe just once in a year, or you can even have family vacation. Take a break. Family vacation with your family. If you don't have so much, you can just leave your house and go to somewhere in the same town or the same city where you stay. Few days and you bond, breathe, have a sense of fresh air. We can't keep working on our lives. We have to create memories with our children, memories with our families. Have a yearly vacation time. And during that time, keep memories, snap pictures, log in your experiences, have an adventure. You may not even have to wait for family vacation. You can have weekend outings in your home. So you decide that okay, maybe once in a month we're going to take this weekend, we're going to go out, we're going to see a movie, we're going to go somewhere to have dinner together. We have conversation. You can even have dinner with your children. Let me give you an example. The fathers can decide to have a once in a month dinner with their daughters and take their daughters out on a date. Isn't that wonderful? You don't have to wait for a boy to take your daughter out with it. You are the father. First, start it. You can decide to have a date with your daughter once a month. And the mothers can decide to have a date with their sons once a month. And a beautiful experience. And they connect at that level. And you have conversations with your children that probably they will not even talk about ordinarily, but because they know that you're interested in them and you're special with them and you're making an effort to connect and bond with them, they open up to you. So you can have that kind of a time. It's a ritual. You can have game time during weekends when you come together and play games as a family. I've said a lot of things for family rituals. I hope we're going to do some of these things. You're going to have some rituals in your home. There are a lot of rituals you can do. You can sit down as a family and come up with family rituals. You can have family meetings. Yes. I talked about on our community, we're having a family meeting challenge, building a stronger family meeting challenge. This is actually the fourth week. And if you want to be part of our community, you can actually click on the link that was dropped on the comment section to be part of our SOP online community. You'll be glad you did. The link is going to drop again, or you can send me a DM and you can be added to the group. So you can actually have family meeting. What is family meeting? Now is a time weekly, you can decide the day where everybody in the family come together and have conversations. You can decide to talk about how was your day, how was your week, how did your week go? Okay, we have goals we set. Now in SAP Online Conversation, this week, the challenge we're having, family meeting challenge, every family was asked to set a goal for the week. Oh, sorry, that was for last week. Set a goal for the week. And that goal, you're expected to review it probably on a daily basis. So in a family meeting, you can say, okay, what about the goal we set? How far have you gone? What are your challenges? You talk about things. It's not a long meeting. It can just be 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But in that meeting, you're making a headway. You're talking about things. You're having a time to actually rapport with your children and your spouse. So it is very important. Thank you, Sister Eke. I can see you. Thank you for joining on this conversation. So I've given you a lot of examples on family rituals you can engage in. So do well to sit down and think about which can you start now. Like I said, start now. As you're leaving this place, start one today. It may be small, but be consistent. Decide, go home and decide, okay, I'm going to have this daily family ritual. I'm going to have this weekly family ritual. I'm going to have this monthly family ritual. I'm going to have this yearly family ritual. Build traditions that creates memories in your family. We're gradually rounding up on this conversation. Yes, we're gradually rounding up on this conversation. So, how can you make rituals a part of the family? If you have questions, please you can drop it on the comment section. I'll do well to answer your question as much as I can. If you have questions, please do well to drop it on the comment section. So, how can you make rituals a part of your family? Number one thing you need to do is to start small. Pick one or two rituals that you can start now, that you can start this week. So, you don't need to wait for the perfect timing. Start small. What small ritual can you start today? What one or two rituals can you start this week that you know you'll be consistent with? It can be just making joining your child to make their beds or to clean their room, or deciding to have a family devotion, or deciding to give your child a big bear hug when your child wakes up in the morning and tell them, I love you. Or during the night before they sleep, you give them a warm hug and tell them that, oh God, I love you to the moon. Or maybe to the sun or to the stars. So, but what is that one or two rituals you can actually start this week? Start small. So I'm talking about how you can make family rituals a part of your family. Number two thing you need to do is to be consistent. You have to be consistent. Repetition brings about retaining. When you keep repeating something, it becomes a part and parcel of you. So be consistent. Repetition helps build a rhythm and a sense of anticipation. So when you keep doing this thing, your children begin to anticipate it. I told you about how my daughter begins to ask, Mom, when I'm going to have family meeting? When am I going to have family meeting? When are we going to have family meeting? Is family meeting not today? You know, the last family who was sitting with us, somehow I think I forgot about it. I got so engrossed in a lot of things. And she came like, Mommy, we're not family meeting to do. And I looked at her like, wow, you think you are not doing anything, but you're actually doing something. So when you're consistent, it creates a sense of anticipation. They look forward to it. Your children wake up in the morning and they look forward to your hug. They look forward to mommy or daddy telling them I love you. They look forward to mommy or daddy affirming, giving them affirmations in the morning, and they begin to decree over themselves. There's something my daughter does right now. I talk about the affirmation card before she goes to school. She reads the affirmation card. She says things over ourselves, speak words over ourselves. I think that's one thing we're going to talk about in the SOB conversation, affirmations, the importance of spoken words in the life of your children. But you have to be consistent. Repeats over and over again. It sinks into their subconscious and it makes them look forward to it. Number three thing you can do is let every member of the family be involved. Participation is key. Family rituals is not for a selected few. Everybody in the home should be part of it. Now, in our family meeting, everybody is part of it. Even if the children, you don't understand what they're saying or what they're saying to you doesn't make sense, let them talk. Even if you feel they're just wasting your time, let them talk. Let them just keep blabbing if you think it's blabbing. Let them feel like, you remember what I said, the sense of belonging, that what they say matter, that their opinions count. Don't be a parent that you don't want to listen to what your children are saying. Let them have a say. Do you know it's part of the way of teaching them to contribute? You send a message to them when you give them opportunity to air their opinions that what they say matter and what they say is important. And so when they go out in public, they are not shy to speak up because they know that they have a voice. When you keep shunning your children down, You steal their voice. You make them feel that they don't have a voice. They have nothing to say or nothing to offer. That whatever they are saying is not important. And they grow with that mindset. So they get into the community or they get into the word and they keep silent. Even when they know what to say, even though when they have the solution to the problem, they keep silent because they've lost their voice, because you keep shutting them down. Don't shut your children down. Give them the opportunity to speak. Hear what they have to say. If they say the wrong thing, correct them. It's very important as parents. So let every member of the family be involved in the conversation, be involved in the ritual, the family rituals. It is very, very important. And number four, be flexible. As your family grows, as time passes, you must learn to adjust and evolve your family rituals as your family grows. Don't be so rigid, be flexible, be adaptive in some things, tweak to there. These children grows, they're going to tweak some of the rituals and the rest. So it's important that you do these things. Making rituals a part of your family. Start small, be consistent, get everyone involved, be flexible. And the last thing, celebrate every effort. Celebrate every effort. Make it a big deal. It's not a casual thing. It's not. Celebrate every effort. Make your children feel special. So don't worry about perfection. The goal is connection and not performance. I will say that again. Don't worry about perfection. The goal is connection and not performance. You can never attain perfection here. Be on the path of continuous improvement. That is excellence. Excellence is not about perfection. Don't try to be perfect. You cannot be a perfect parent. There is no perfect parent. There is no perfect timing. Now is the time. Do what you need to do. Start small. Do what you need or what you can do right now. Push yourself to be an intentional parent and to be a deliberate parent. And you begin to see the results of your intentionality. Have we had a great time today on this conversation? Have you learned something? If you learned something, please drop a comment on the comment section. You can put your favorite emoji on the comment section. Let me know that you have learned something on this conversation because I believe that we have our eyes have been opened. We have received light in this conversation. We have been educated, and we have received tips. We have received action points, practical steps that we can use to build connection and bonding in our home. Thank you, Mrs. Sarame. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. So we're going to be wrapping up this conversation soon. I said something in the School of Parenting community. We have a community. You can join our community. We're actually trying to wrap up our February challenge, which is building a stronger family meeting challenge. You can still be part of that challenge. So you can join our community by clicking on that link. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So it's very important that you join our community if you can, so you can, if you're a parent, you are soon to be parent, do where to join our SOP Online community. I've dropped the link. I think the link will be dropped twice. The link will be dropped again. So you can send me a DM and you'll be added to the community. So it's very important you do that. You have to find a community where you can grow. It's important. Find a community where you can grow. So it's open to every one of you. If you want to be a part of community, send a DM or click on the link that has been dropped. And do well to watch out for our next month's conversation. It promises to be an amazing conversations here. And if you have missed our conversation, just this is our YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification button so you can get notification when we're going to be live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, School of Parenting SOP. You can find our previous conversations there. You can follow us on our listen to them, make notes from them, draw action points from there, and make your parenting journey a successful one. So it is very important. Thank you everyone for joining me on this conversation, for giving your time. I do not take it for granted. And I believe that as parents, we're going to have a good parenting journey. You can actually also get the book Family Vision, which teaches you about how to have your family vision, your family values. You can go to Seller, which is seller.com/family vision. Very easy. You can get the book on Seller. You can send me a DM to get your hard copy. So do well to get the book Family Vision. It's going to help you as a family, because like I said, I talked about family values. If you do not have values, how are you going to pass these values down to your children? So it's important, get the book. But if you need help, you can contact me to help you. Together we can draft out your family values, your family vision, your family creed, and your family DNA code. Very important. So thank you everyone for joining me on this conversation. It has been an amazing one. I believe we have all learned something today. So do well to join me on the next month's conversation. Our conversation holds every last Monday of the month. Every last Monday of the month, 7 p.m. West Africa time, 8 p.m. East African time. So do well to join us on this conversation. Remember, start small, be consistent, and use and see the difference these rituals make in your family. Thank you, Oluli P. Consistency and everyone should be involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So start small, be consistent, get everyone involved, celebrate little efforts, and you will see the difference it makes in your family. I am Kitty Ahmed, the founder of School of Parenting, the convener of SOP Online Conversation. And like I will always say in every conversation, spend time with your family, create memories with your family. It is very important because at the end of the day, the time you share with them, they will never forget it, especially when you've created positive memories with them. And like Zig Ziglar said, to a child, love is spelled time. So give your time to your family, give time to your loved ones, give time to your family. I believe you have learned something from this conversation. I look forward to seeing you in the next SCP Online conversation holding March, the last Monday. See you there. Channel School of Parenting. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. It is School of Parenting SOP, or you can just search for School of Parenting 1. That's number 1. And you can follow us and see what activities we have. So thank you everyone for joining me on this conversation. It has been an amazing time with you. So it's bye for now. Have a beautiful night, a beautiful afternoon, or a beautiful morning, depending on where you're watching me from. Thank you all and see you next month. Bye.